Hey, HTDA, and today we're playing some more No Man's Sky, and today I want to do two things. I want to get my hands on some of those exocraft vehicles that will allow me to actually explore planets a lot more efficiently, and I finally want to get my freighter. How long is that going to take me? I don't know, because I don't just want to go out and buy these things, I want to try and encounter them organically. But before I can get into that, I need to do some housekeeping because I have that abomination of a Corvette over there that we got from the expedition. I'm not complaining because it's an awesome ship, but I took all the spare parts I had and just plugged them all together in order to bring them back to my main save. So I need to deal with that, but because I have so many parts, I might also be able to make something cooler out of that. And speaking of doing some housekeeping, I brought a lot of cool stuff with me back from that expedition as well. So let's make sure we grab all of that, including all of the sweet upgrades we got along with that. Not to mention the salvage data I got out of that I am now really stocking up on. So yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. And speaking of the expedition rewards, apparently this vendor over here has all of that stuff in stock and you don't even need to pay anything for it. I had a feeling I would need to pay Quicksilver for that, but nope. I can just pick all of these things up for free. So now I have twice as many because I also brought them back on my ship. Okay, so that means we have a lot of parts now. Let's see if we can modify the yard if that is looking like, I don't know what this monstrosity is supposed to be, into something that actually looks like a cool spaceship. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Yardiv 2.0. Look at this ship, it is way more impressive than the one I used to have before. It uses all of the new parts that I got in the previous expedition. And look at that, it even has a little tail on the back, and on top of that, look at that. We now have a mission station in here. We are gathering some plants. We have our little... Oh, sorry, this is the mission station. Sorry, this is the refiner unit, even more important. And we have a storage container, which gives us easy access to all our base materials. So, you know, pretty nice flying little base, I guess. And this is going to make our life so much easier moving forward. And although I realize this is just a Class C ship for the moment, it has a fair few upgrades. I can already go to the purple systems because I got the upgrade to the hyperdrive from the expedition. I can also land on water, and look at that, I even included the Aran Starship Trail, which is going to make my ship look even prettier than it did before. Now, on top of that, I have a whole bunch of boosts. Honestly, I'm not too worried about this. This ship is way better than anything I've had before, and I might actually be able to get a few of the upgrades from my previous ship, because I haven't actually looked into that yet. And there we go, I used the remaining slots for my other ship, as well as used the augmentation slots I got from the expedition. So you can see I now completely filled in everything I can in the technology overview. I actually got a little bit of extra inventory space as well. And most notably, what I got from my other ship are the teleport receiver. Not that that's all that useful, but still. I also got a nice little upgrade for my shield that I have on the other ship as well. And other than that, it's just some bips and bobs that I don't think are necessarily too strong, but you know, at least I'm using the technology spots, and every bonus is better than having no bonus. What's interesting is that the multi-tool I got from the expedition was actually slightly worse than the one I already had my main playthrough. So this is the result. This is my old trusty multi-tool for my main save, now just kitted out with some additional upgrades. Now I have 3 of these scanner upgrades, which are going to give me a massive bonus whenever I go exploring new planets. I did bring along the, what was it called, the pulse spitter weapon from the expedition. I kind of like that better than the bolt caster, so I have that supercharged as well. And then I have another supercharged optical drill that I also brought from the expedition. So all in all, the quality of my multi-tool definitely got upgraded. I also got 4 additional slots on my multi-tool just from the upgrades I got back from the expedition as well. So as you can see, I have plenty of room to improve on this thing further. And then last but not least, my exosuit definitely needs a bit more slots in my main playthrough. Now I got used to all of these slots in the expedition, but I was able to fit in most of the high quality stuff that I brought with me. So I have the rocket boots, I have the efficient water jets, I also have the pressure membrane. All of that is mostly meant for underwater travel, I guess, but you know, it's always nice to have it. The other more important things that I brought were the huge upgrades to my jetpacks and my jumping and sprinting speed. So, you know, even though I might still be going on foot for the moment, I am going to be way more efficient about that than I was before. Okay, inventory cleaned out, and what is this? This is a new pop-up. Oh, I can probably talk to someone at my base. Well, we'll do that in a moment, but what I really want to do is two things, actually. I want to fill out the rest of my exosuit, or at least a good portion of it, so I can use some more of those upgrades. And if I understood all of your comments correctly, I should be able to get myself a free freighter, a starting freighter at least, by jumping around systems and having played at least 3 hours. Now, I have played way more than 3 hours. So hopefully if I jump around to a couple of systems, I will get attacked by pirates, or at least a freighter will get attacked by pirates that I can go and help out, and through that we can get that first freighter up and running. Oh, and as a little side note, when I came back from my expedition, one of my planets in my system was now renamed Love the Video, so I guess that this user, idurpy, or whatever you pronounce that as, saw some of my videos and came to say hello, so hello right back at you. Now I do hope you didn't go around discovering all the other planets and the other systems around me, because I want to put my name on some more stuff as well. Something else I want to say thank you for is the fact that some of you explained to me that I can actually tell which systems I have already visited, because there's like a circle around them, while the ones that I haven't visited yet do not have that same circle. So that makes it a little easier to know where I have already been, so where I can jump to in order to find a new system. Oh man, does this ship look awesome. Now, we are looking for a pirate encounter, and then hopefully we're going to be able to defeat those pirates with this awesome looking ship. And then, well, hello there. That looks like freighters. And those look like pirates. Nearby freighter under attack. Now, I'm not sure how to do this, so let's just start killing random pirates, I guess. I mean, that should work, right? That is one pirate down. And probably a lot more to go. And do I just keep destroying fighters, or do I need to do something else? Because honestly, I have no idea how this works. Let me see, where is the actual pirate, the actual fleet? Oh, this large one. This is a pirate ship as well, right? Do I understand that correctly? Oh, actually, that's the pirate master. I thought. Oh, okay. So if I kill the pirate master. Was that like take out the entire attacking fleet? Probably not, but who knows? Did get us. Oh, these are all pirate masters. Okay, so hold on. Let me disengage the autolock there for a second and find the actual fleet. Now, some of you noticed in the comments that you like seeing me derping around with all of this. I am wondering, like, who am I? Is there like one of these larger ships that I also need to defeat, or? Doesn't seem to be any firing of larger ships going around, so I assume if I just keep shooting at the smaller ones, we'll win eventually. Right? Phew! So, are any of these larger ships actually doing anything? There we go. I'm taking them out pretty rapidly. I would say I would blame my Corvette for that. I don't think that's really what I wanted to say there. Yeah, this goes pretty well. Do I need to take out any of the other ships though? Like the larger ships? Because I don't really know how to tell which ones are my friends or which ones are my enemies. So there's no more targets. And we saved the civilian fleet. Nah, nice. Oh, we got a communicator message there. I think that was what we were going for. Friend is friend. Blah 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 blah. The lifeform who must be the captain of this freighter looks greatly relieved. They gesture as if to welcome me aboard their vessel. Nice. Okay, so mission accomplished, I guess. Okay, land in the lead freighter, which is which one? That one there, I guess. Oh look, we are getting some milestones as well. Wait, where do we land? I'm crashing into this thing. So, let's see. Oh, hold on. Turn around, now I remember. Look. Initiate a landing sequence. That's a low noise. Okay. Operate the hatch. This isn't the ideal place to land, to be honest. So how do I get... Oh, beam aboard. That's probably the button I should be using. There we go. There we go. Now what? Commander... something. Commander Mog. We're just gonna call him Commander Mog. So, I have no idea what you're saying. We can offer to buy the freighter. This is a not so good freighter, I suppose, but do we really care? I mean, I just want a freighter. Let's see. You can claim the freighter. Is that gonna cost me 5 million still? I thought I was supposed to get this for free. I don't really care. I just want a freighter, to be honest. So what does this have? This has an interstellar scanner. Upgrade to the freighter's galactic skill sensors. This allows the user to access detailed economic and conflict data for his system, even without having previously visited. Oh, shut up already. And this is the freighter hyperdrive, which is empty, and that's it. Okay. This feels like a very underpowered thing. Also, it has like no cargo space. I'm getting used to the bigger one now. So for a freighter, like my own ship is actually a better freighter than this thing. But I'm just gonna claim it either way. Owning a freighter brings several benefits, including a portable base, a very large inventory. Doubt that, but still. And the ability to command fleets of frigates. Now that is what I like. Okay, so we have extra inventory storage. Additional starships can be docked in the freighter's hangar. Command expeditions from the bridge. And expeditions? Okay. And construct a base aboard the freighter. Okie dokie. Well, I wasn't expecting to actually get the freighter in the first few minutes of playing, not counting the housekeeping we just did with the expedition stuff. But I am not complaining. Let's see. Now, how do I actually do all of this? Oh, this is manage the fleet. Let me take a look. Okay, so we actually already have a single ship in our fleet, which is a mining vessel. I guess that's because it has the high rating, or whatever this is, for mining. So this is probably combat. This is, don't know what. This is mining, and this is trading, I guess, or something like that. I guess we're going to find out one way or another. I also wonder how many ships we can actually get, because this list looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So at least 10 of them, I guess. That's going to be interesting. We also have this squadron overview, and we can unlock squadron ships. Now, 800 nanites is not a lot, so let's at least unlock one. Oh, the next one is quite a bit more expensive. I have no idea how to add ships to that, but I definitely like the sound of being able to have my own squadron for sure. Now let's see, we also have the Starship Archive. Okay, so this is commissioned in the active fleet. So this is the Radiant Pillar. This is my old main ship. I don't want to archive this one, so what does this do? Archive starships will be placed into long-term storage for the freighters called cargo hold. Okay. Storage ships keep all installed technology ready for redeployment. Any surplus cargo will be destroyed. So I can just save up ships in case I need them later on or something like that. Okay. So at the captain I can transfer ships from the ship to my freighter. Okay. I do hope that there's an easier way of doing this, because this... going through this menu is going to be a little annoying. But yeah, I think we could be very easily doing that as well. So let's see, if I select this... yeah, we can just put them in the freighter through the normal menu as well. So we don't have to go through the commander, that's nice. Now this guy has an icon on top of his head. Happy day, Captain Friend. At least this one speaks a language I can understand. We will plan many expeditions together, but first you must build a fleet command room. Okay, of course we need to build something first, so that you may talk to your fleet as they sail. Okay. He has prepared an expedition for my... oh, so this is an expedition for my fleet, not for myself. Okay. Different type of expedition. My freighter lacks the command room I need to maintain communications during the voyage. Okay. Are you going to tell me how to actually build that? Do I get a quest for that? I think I just saw something popping up, but where did it go? A little bit more of exploring to see where I can actually build that thing, but it does seem we also have a nutrient processor already installed on the ship as well. We also apparently have a lot of carbon. I mean, that's honestly, that is a fair amount of carbon I can just loot from these plants. Not sure if I can do this multiple times or just the one time. But either way, can I build stuff here? Oh yeah, I can. So we have the fleet command room that we were talking about. We can also make a construction specialist. Huh. Galactic trade room. That sounds useful as well. Scientist specialist room. Okay. And let's start with this one. Now the real question is, where can I actually put this? Ah. Okay. So hold on. Let me go out of this menu. Okay, so this is a completely closed environment for the moment. Oh look, there's a button. Harvest all plants. Oh, those were the plants that are supposed to go in here, I guess. So these are like the planters I have on my main base, I suppose. It's kind of nice. I also like the fact that I can look outside of the window. That's kind of cool. Anyway, sorry, getting distracted once again. So let's see, we can loot this stuff, but what I also can do is build a fleet command room, and then it actually opens up an entire new section. That is kind of cool. You can also build that on the sides, or like around the corner, or apparently not because it's red for some reason. Ah. Well, I have a feeling we might be going here for a few times, so let's place it in a central position. There we go. And let's check out the fleet command room itself. Okay, so calibrating it to our new master. Oh, I like that one. We have one support frigate available. No frigate fuel blueprints available. Sure, give me some of those. Oh, there we go. I actually think I got some of this stuff at some point as well. Other note, I hope we can also build the storage that we have on our Corvette and in our main base on this thing as well, because that would tie everything nicely together. Anyway, apparently we can now make a whole bunch of fuel. Do we get any of that stuff? No, I don't. But can I make it? I need dihydrogen, which apparently for some reason I don't have on me, but that is going to be back at my main base. So I've got several combat ships, so I figured why not just do a combat mission. We also have several trade ships, so doing another trade mission works as well. And what are we going to do for the last one? Maybe a balanced one, and just see what that all gives us. But that brings me back to the building menu, because I just noticed that there are several other tabs here as well. The cultivation chamber is... a bed of rich soil, so we have a couple of those. What is this? Cultivation of farmable crops. So this is, I guess, the space where the farmer itself goes, and then this is the... yeah, okay. What is this? Oh, look, now we're talking. So we need a storage room to get access to our other stuff, and apparently we need some sodium, which for some reason I don't have on me. I might not have brought back all the base resources, apparently, from the expedition. So we're gonna have to land down on the planet and get some of that. But before we do that, let's check out the expedition log. So let's see. The fleet command is standing by. Okay, so how do we use this thing? Oh, we need to speak to the navigator first. To view available routes. So that was the guy we were just talking to before. Okay. Let's do that then. Hello. I have new expedition routes. Awesome. So, okay. He calculates new routes every day. That's how that works. Okay, fine. We have a Voyage of Discovery, so this is like the one of those icons that I didn't recognize before. We also have a Balanced Expedition, an Industrial Expedition, Combat Patrol, and another one. Oh, and these have an actual time. So I guess that if we, for example, pick this one, it's going to take about 1 hour to complete. Can I click this? Yes, I can. How does this work? So we assign a ship to the expedition. That'd be our mining vessel. Right. Okay. Now, how does this work? So the fleet rating is just 1 star. The difficulty rating is 2 stars. So this sounds like a very bad idea. I don't know if I can actually lose ships. Probably. We also need fuel, which I don't currently have. So I guess this vessel isn't going anywhere before I fix that problem. Okay, well, let me go down to a planet. I think we actually have a mission in this sector as well, don't we? Of course, I can't tell that here because that would be too easy. I think on the galaxy overview we saw that we have a mission here. Now I'll just go around, find whatever mission that is in my log. I do want to start clearing this out a little bit, and then go back in, go down to that planet, get some stuff, and then we'll take it from there. I do have to say, it's kind of a cool idea that this entire freighter is now mine, even though it has a smaller inventory than this tiny little ship. But yeah, I'll get over that, don't worry. Oh, I am wondering though, is this other ship that is flying out here, is that my mining vessel? And if so, will at some point there be like an entire fleet of vessels out here just because I own all of them? I mean, that would be kind of cool. So I'm starting to get a little bit smarter about this. Instead of just randomly landing somewhere, I just scan while I'm still in my ship. Now you can see where there's kind of interesting locations, and then you can just pick one and fly there. I mean, that's not necessarily going to give me anything good, but you know, at least it's going to give me 1 point of interest right where I'm going to land. In this case, it's just a waypoint for the sector, but you know, that at least is going to give me some navigation data. Now, I actually, while I'm here, want to try out a couple of different things, because I now have this completely kitted out multi-tool. Well, not completely kitted out, but at least way more kitted out than it used to be before. Let's see how much stuff I actually get from scanning random creatures and things like that. There we go. Ooh, 500,000. And how about that one? And that one? These are all like unique creatures. Okay, that's gonna add up really quickly like that. Okay, so I just landed on this planet and I literally just got a couple of million units just from scanning creatures. Oh yeah, this is going to be fun. I completed the quest, which was just taking a photo, and now I'm just gonna grab some sodium so we can start building a command center. So as a side note, I just remembered I put in this mission radar as well in my ship, and there's a quest here for Quicksilver, which is the resource I can apparently use to get some pretty interesting stuff. And this quest is just to feed some creatures. That sounds pretty straightforward. Now apparently I need to not only select this quest, I actually need to start the mission. That's it, I guess. Do I get teleported somewhere, or why is it counting down? I actually don't know. You just need to feed some critters and I can just make some of that food. So that shouldn't be too much of a problem. And, you know, there's plenty of creatures around here. So if that is all there is to it, yeah. I mean, that should work, right? Here, have some food as well. So that's 2 down, 15 to go. Well, there we go. I think that completed that quest, and that was really straightforward. So if those quests don't get any harder than that, yeah, getting Quicksilver shouldn't be too much of an issue. And while I'm here at the planet, I figured I might as well pick up another exosuit upgrade. Well then, we were actually going to pick up some of the materials to make frigate fuel, but it turns out this quest, other than Quicksilver, actually also gives that. So, you know, that's like 2 things at the same time. There we go. Interacting with other life form. I'm really happy that you're explaining this after I actually finished the quest. Anyway, we got some standing. Yeah, all in all, this is really good. Now, can I just straight away pick up a new quest? Oh yeah, I can. We can get a mind control device. We kill 25 creatures. Huh, interesting. These quests actually look fairly interesting as well. We can get a salvage frigate module. Well, long story short, there's interesting stuff here altogether. Honestly, this quest looks really straightforward to get as well. But focus. Let's get that command structure up and running. As it turns out, I had a couple of quests I could still turn in, and several of those actually gave me some cargo space for my ship. So look at this ship, it started to come together really nicely. However, speaking of these missions, I just realized I can actually just abandon them, and there's no downside from that as far as I can tell. I abandoned another mission very early on, and that actually gave me a reduction to my standing, but that was a specific quest where I was supposed to go somewhere. I don't think that actually applies to abandoning these quests, although I am now getting a lot of updates on my guild rank, so I'm just not entirely sure if that just went up or down. Anyway, I'll take the risk. Oh, and in case you were wondering what I mean by getting it up and running, what I meant by that is actually just getting the vessels up and running, and I needed fuel for that, which I now have. So, the fleet rating is still only 1. We only have 1 ship to do that anyway with, I think, yeah. So I'm just going to launch this expedition and see what happens, because I actually have no idea. Now, I hope it doesn't mean I'm going to lose this ship, but I'm sure it won't be that bad, right? Anyway, so that means this clock is now ticking away. Do I need to check it here? Let me see. All of your fleet command rooms are in use. We must build more if we wish to... Oh, so you can actually have more than one of those command centers and then do multiple missions at the same time? That's how that works? Huh, interesting. Oh, this is the control for the freighter itself. I was not intending to click that, but it is good to know that's here. I wanted to manage my fleet. So let's get back to the other screen in a moment. Can I now see? Oh yeah, okay, so over here you can see that there's now one ship on a mission and it's gonna come back in 53 minutes. So we'll have to come back to that in a second. So let me check out the other menu. It looks like this is upgrades for my freighter, so that makes sense. We have a matter beam, we have upgrades for the hyperdrive, we have a fuel oxidizer that is apparently a one-time boost, and there's a couple of other these one-type boosts that we can apply to our ships as well. That's interesting. What else do we have here? We have a cultivation chamber, then we have a double cultivation chamber, and nutrition room. I have one of those already. Okay, so a whole bunch of different types of working rooms, all of which require salvage frigate models, and we don't have any of those. I might actually have some of those in my storage back in my base, but we'll have to get around to doing that. First and foremost, I want to see if we can do two things. I want to start working a little bit more on the quest lines, because I want to have access to those exocrafts, which will allow me to explore planets a lot faster. The other thing I want to do is see if we can find some more of those frigates we can maybe buy, because I do have quite a bit of money. At least that's what I think for the moment. I mean, the freighter that we looked at before to buy was about this value, so I assume that the frigates themselves are a lot cheaper than that. Now look, I do kind of like how my ship that I currently am not using is actually in my freighter, so that's a nice little detail. Okay, so as you can see, I've been talking to a few more aliens, and I'm hoping that I can actually talk to some of these guys. Hello? You're the owner of that ship, right? Now, here, make an offer on the lifeform starship, offer to trade, or recruit the lifeform to the squadron. Let's go for that one. Okay, so this tells me absolutely nothing. Is this just free? Can I just add them for free to my squadron? I guess the answer is yes. Okay, well that wasn't entirely what I was aiming to do, but it works. Now let's see. Locate pilots to begin trade. Can I get them as a... Oh, look, here's another one. Can I get them to actually join my fleet somehow with their frigates? Are these frigates? I don't actually know. So if I offer... I mean, this feels like I'm actually just buying this ship, which I don't really want to do. So then how do I get people to join my fleet? I've seen people landing on planets and they had this different icon, but I'm not entirely sure if that's different from what I'm doing right now on the station. Well, I guess then there's nothing else to do than just continue with my quest chain. And I'm just gonna make sure I focus on these for the moment while hopefully collecting some of the other stuff. Because I do now have a freighter, I'm working on my base, we have a corvette. So I think that covers most of the base systems other than the exocraft. So maybe, I don't know, I might be missing something still. But anyway, the base computer is a quest that I've had for a very long time that actually requires me to install efficient thrusters in my starship, which I have way better versions of by now already, but I can very easily do this. All I need to do was unplug something for a moment, then select the efficient thrusters. And we have the tritium, no problem. We have some jelly and we have some looms, so we just bought those. And there we go. Now we have a launch cost minus 20. Actually, we might want to put that in here, to be honest. I mean, 2% damage to my photon cannon is not really going to do anything for me anyway. So let's put that over here. I'm not entirely sure what the boost is that I get from that, but you know, it's better than nothing. Yeah, and then we're just gonna put back in the shield, because I do think that is particularly useful. There we go. And now we installed the efficient thrusters in our starship. Now what? Let me go back to the quest. And we once again go back to the base computer archives. Oh, would you look at that? I can actually just teleport straight to my fleet command room. That's quite nice. However, that's not where we're going. We are going back to Paradise View. Okay then. Apparently when I spawn in here, my ship lands on my roof? Okay then, that seems a little bit buggy to me, but it is what it is. Ah, look, we can loot some of these plants. Can I loot all of these things at the same time somehow? Doesn't seem it worked before with the other ones outside. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing wrong. So let me check back with those. Are those grown yet? Yes. So how do I loot all of these things at the same time? Pretty sure I did that before. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of time doing it like this, but there must be a better way. Anyway, base computer time. Where did I put that thing? I don't even remember. It's this one, right? No, that's the construction unit. Do I still have that thing outside? Yeah, I do, actually. Well, let me see. We recovered another thingy. Recover input recovery password to proceed. Well, we're going for the journey. Journey before destination, people. Am I just guessing here? Well, let's warn you. We want to go on a mission. Ah, apparently that was the right one. Okay. So, let's see. 58%. Search the archives. Have a great access with advanced materials. Sure, awesome. Additional data available. Blueprints reassembled. Thank you. Let's go with that. The personal upgrade module synthesized. Yay! I don't think this is the one I want, though. Construct a shield lattice. Okay, so what does that do? That's this one. We need some antimatter for that, and we need some sodium nitrate. Okie dokie, so let's see. Let's install this thing over here. Clickety click. And there we go. We have a little bit of additional protection. Can't harm anyone, I guess, so let's boost that as well. I also found, by the way, after fighting all these pirates, this outlawed bionic armor, which is giving me a huge boost to my health and my shield compared to everything else I've equipped so far. Honestly, this thing by itself is equivalent to these two together. So, you know, always useful to fill up some of these slots. Now, let's see. That should complete the base computer quest once more. So, let's go back to the base computer and get another new quest. Am I just gonna be clicking random stuff again? Is it always the green one that I need to click? No, apparently not this time around. Is there a logic to doing this? Anyway, recovery in progress. We're now at 61%. Sure. We have base lighting plans. Yay! Was that the quest? Ah, okay. So we can also get an additional one. Let's see. Working fast. The fading sun set up camp in the foothills. Hardly luxury, but it keeps me out of the cold. And I'll be gone in the morning anyway. Perhaps some other traveler will shelter here one day. Okay. Begin the fermentation of next segment. Construct a white light and access the build menu with... okay, so we actually need to build one of those lights. Well, sure, I mean... Too close to starship. Oh, but that... Okay, I need to move my starship, apparently. So that's done, but the weird thing is that the starship was actually stuck in my base, so it nearly destroyed it while moving it away from it. So that was a little concerning. Also, are these boxes sticking out? Yeah. Okay, well, we'll have to make a proper base at some point. We're still kind of playing the tutorial at this point. Let's place a light. There we go. The light is not lighting up. Which, of course, means it should probably be powered. There we go. Let's connect it to that. It will disappear anyway.
Thermal protection falling.
There we go. Okay, so let's just keep going with the base computer archives. It really feels like I'm just putting in random words. That might actually be a way for the game to randomize which quest you're getting. I mean, if that is how that works, that's an interesting way of doing it, I guess. Anyway, let's see what we're getting. We're at 74% now, so let's once again search the construction database. Appearance modifier plans. Ah, okay, so we can build one of those things that lets us change how we look in our own base. There's probably a little story to go along with that. Ah. Just a little gag that he encountered. Okay, so I'm guessing we're going to have to build one of those as well. Yup. Well, there we go. It's in a little circular room over here. I'm not plugging it in. I kind of like how I look, but you know, at least it works. So let's see what's the next one then. It's actually pretty easy to scroll through these once you know what you're doing. Yep, clicking random words again. Traveler. Yeah, I was about to say that should probably unlock something, right? Okie dokie. 82%. Let's search the archive. I thought I had hours, but the daylight is already fading. The sun is slipping, light barely penetrates the thick rings looping endless around... Well, it's actually this planet. I need to hurry. Okay, blueprints reassembled. What are we getting this time around? Exosuit, personal upgrade module. Okay, so what is a personal upgrade module? Oh, that's just a mining beam module. Okay, I guess. Do I need to do anything with that, though? Oh, we don't have any more quests. What did I miss? Did we actually get a quest for that? Construct... Oh, there we go. Construct the Roamer Geobay. Upgrade your base by building the Roamer Geobay. Okay. That sounds like something that we can drive around in, so... That is what I was looking for. Now, what room is it under? There we go. We need some metal plating, ion battery, and parithium. Oh, I'm actually not sure we have all of that. Let me check. Turns out all my random gathering so far did pay off because I actually do have enough to build this. So, I don't know. Let's just place it on here, I guess. Oh, look at that. It's a cool little... What is it? Quad, almost. Well, it's not a quad. It's more like a rover of some sort. Ah, that's kind of cool. Can we drive in around to that? Can I recalibrate its visuals? Oh, I actually kind of like how it looks. Can we switch this around? Yeah, that looks a little bit more like me. Okay. So that works. We can put some decals. Sure, I'm not really interested in that. Let's make sure we have the boost module a little bit pimped as well. Yes, I would like to apply those changes. We'll have already summoned it. Ah, look, it shows up here now as well. Ooh, look at that. That is a massive amount of upgrades we can apply to that. Can I craft any of them yet? Oh, look. Forwards grip minus 50%. Angular grip minus... Huh. Specifically tuned to increase the ability of the exocraft to slide? Do we want it to slide, though? Oh, this is to make it turn sharply. This is causing it to drift. Okay, not entirely sure what I want with that. And what is already in here? So I have a boost module and a fusion, so an engine, basically. Okay, so it can drive. Let's try that out. Okay. Oh, I need to steer it with my mouse. I was trying to do it with the keyboard. Okay, I guess this is faster than going on foot. Oh, we can actually crash through things as well. Okay, I kind of like it. There's probably going to be a couple more of those vehicles like this if I did a little bit of research. I think there's like 4 or 5 of them or something like that. We also don't have the blueprints for the Nautilus yet, the submarine that we got during the expedition. So yeah, there's plenty of room to improve. However, I am going to need to build one of those roamer bays, I guess, on every single one of the planets I go to, or at least in every system I go to. Huh, that's interesting anyway. However, let's continue. Okay, what else? We have another one in progress. 98%. Okay, so this is probably the last one, or the second to last one, maybe. Let's search the archives. Time has come to move on. Something is calling me. I can hear it, I guess, on my starship communicator. Plotting route to the center. Okay. And what does that give us? Landing pads. We were just talking about that. We need some more ion batteries, a microprocessor or 2, and metal plating, lots of it. And maybe then my ship will actually land where it's supposed to go and not on top of my entire base. So, here's an interesting problem. I now have a landing pad and even a door leading into my base from it, so it's kind of cool. But apparently my ship doesn't fit on my landing pad, so I'm not entirely sure if I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I built it too close, but yeah, either way, it's not landing on here, so that might only be appropriate for the smaller ships we had before. Oh well, meanwhile, back at the base computer, let's see. Archive for user iteration lost unavailable. Possible remote terminus backup available. Download coordinates. That's interesting, so that's actually going to send us somewhere. Huh, fleet arrived into Ender 1 system. Captain reports potential activity. This is an expedition, a scrap drilling on inquiry. That's how you pronounce that, TDA. Okay, is that a... Yeah, so we're actually going to go to an off-world archive. Okay, that's interesting. Let's go. Now, hold on. Before I do that, what is that? It's a communication station. Let me go check it out. We might have a quest from that still. Not entirely sure what that quest would be, but it's a good excuse to test out my roamer. I'm gonna call it a rover, probably. But it seems to be just around the corner. Can I boost through all these rocks and stuff like that as well? Oh, the boost is so short. We probably need to upgrade the hell out of this thing before it will be that useful, but there you go. Okay, so what is this? It took hours finding your location. Ah, oh, is this someone else that... okay, it's the same guy that named the planet. Ah, okay. That's kind of cute. So, I appreciate the effort that went into leaving this behind. Look, we have a save beacon now. We can save here as well. Okay, fair enough. Anyway, but let's go find that off-world location. Where am I going? That way. Let's find that off-world location and continue with the questline. Okay, well, there's another pirate ship attacking civilians, so maybe we can get more freighters? I don't know. Can I take down an entire Dreadnought? Probably not, but... let's see, can I target... Yeah, I can target these things? Let's see, fly beneath its shields. Okay then.
Enemy missile inbound.
Can I shoot these things? Torpedo detected. Not sure if I'm doing anything to this ship, to be honest. Let's see. Can I target anything else here? Oh, we can play Star Wars? Look, look, look. Oh yes, this is fun. Okay then, well, we're gonna have some fun here. Oh look, I can also destroy these turrets. Ah, interesting. Oh, and now I took down all the shields, I can actually damage its hull. And there's now these little things popping up that even do more damage. That's interesting. And look at that, I think I just took down an entire Dreadnought and hopefully not myself along with it. Oh, that is awesome. Oh, we got an... Ooh, a whole bunch of rewards for that, actually. That is interesting. Approach the pirate frigates to recruit survivors. Oh, look, there's a whole bunch of those now. Okay, I'm getting a little bit too happy about this probably. But does this mean I can get all of these guys in my fleet? Okay, so let's see. Cross. Slow down for a moment. Let's talk to this guy, I guess. How is your fleet? We can inspect this frigate. It's a Class C combat vessel. What is this? Oh, so it has a wandering compass, so that's a -2 to exploration. It has dynamic ballast. This is, oh, reduction to expedition duration, +1 exploration. Oh, okay, these kind of cancel each other out. A raiding specialist, +15. Oh, we need 213 encounters for the next rank. That sounds like a lot. Times damage 18, expeditions 25. I have no idea whether or not this is good. So if I accept this, is this going to cost me 5 million? I think so. But even then, I mean, that's probably worth it. I need more of these ships, right? So we have more things coming in. We can inspect another one. Oh, this is a Class B. Another very high combat rating on this one. Plus trading, minus fuel cost. I mean, I have units, I might as well spend some, right? It does seem that all of these ships are combat ships so far, so I don't know if I necessarily want to have like 5 additional combat ships to the mix. Because I do also would prefer to have a couple of different ones. I have one mining one for the moment. But considering the amount of ships I can take, or at least 10 of them or so, I think having at least 3 of these combat ships is probably not a bad idea. Strangely enough, it does seem that even though some of these are Class C, the rankings on some of these ships is actually better than on others, even though I'm not entirely sure why that is. For example, this ship is about as valuable as the previous one, but its stats are so much worse than the first one. So let me know in the comments what actually determines what these ships... Is this the randomized? Should I be like min-maxing this? For the moment, I spent tens of millions at this point already on ships. But I think I'm gonna skip on this one, considering I know that some of the others have been a lot better. At the same time, is there a downside to picking up the ships other than, you know, the unit cost of that? But I can make more money, so... I don't really know. Let me check out the civilian freighters first. Maybe there's a reward on those as well. Hello, Admiral. Do you have anything you want to share with me? Offer to buy the freighter. Well, that's not gonna happen. Okay then. Does this actually come with cargo? That's interesting. But yeah, I have nowhere near enough money for this. Are we still fighting people outside? That's interesting. Really? Another Dreadnought right away? I mean, what is this? Like pirate territory or something? Well, I've been fighting quite a few fighters and they do seem to be respawning every now and then, but I have no idea where that actual pirate Dreadnought is supposed to be. I mean, as far as I can tell, these are all civilians. They don't seem to be having the same things I can shoot at as the other ones, the other pirate Dreadnought that I fought before did. Also, the civilians do not seem to have much trouble defending themselves. There's several of these fighters helping me out fighting as well, and I mean, these things go down really easily, so, you know, that's not really a problem. But at the same time, apparently there is a Dreadnought somewhere. I mean, it's on the pop-up at least. I don't see it anywhere, like, out in space over here, so either it's hiding behind, like, a planet or something, but I don't really want to go flying out around that. We do have my own capital ship here, so that's nice. So yeah, we do have those frigates that I left behind. But as far as I can tell, these don't actually do anything. I also cannot talk to them anymore. So once you actually board another ship or do anything else, that option goes away. It's a little bit of a shame, but not the end of the world, I guess. But I don't know, is it the fact that I left these behind that is now bugging out this event, or, you know, I actually have no idea. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take down these last couple of fighters, and then I'm just going to go and board the spaceship. What are we doing? Are you flying into the ship? That's a thing you can do. But anyway, what I meant to say is I'm just going to go board the space station, that was the word I was looking for, and continue on with the quest. You're like hugging your friend over here? I mean, that's not going to work. Well, we might get a couple of... Yep. I defeated like 25 ships or something along those lines, so that's a lot of milestones popping up right there. 50. Okay, how far are we going? It's just 50, okay. A little surprised that there wasn't a milestone in there for destroying a Dreadnought as far as I could tell, but you know, it is what it is. I did get quite a few of these suspicious packets in different shapes and forms, and they seem to be relatively valuable. Not too much, but you know, if I want to sell them, I could. I also got a whole bunch now of these pirate transponders, so that would be almost 2 million there. I'm gonna keep hold on to all of them because I kind of want to check them out. Last time around, I think I opened a couple of these and I got quite a bit of a couple of interesting upgrades. So let's see. Suspicious hazard protection. Look at the value of this stuff. So in terms of nanites, it seems to vary quite a bit between them, but you know, it's worth checking these out. Because if I remember correctly, yeah, so for example, these ones, I think those came from similar packages as well. Were quite a bit better than the ones I had before for myself. Did I put any? Yeah, so I also put a couple of these. Not these ones though. Well, either way, there might be some valuable upgrades in here, so I'm just gonna check all of this out and see where that gets me. Okay, I'll be honest, I think I might have been better off just selling these stuff, but I got a couple of upgrades that are well, less than impressive, let's put it like that. I also got some upgrades for the neutron cannon and the cyclotron ballista, neither of which I currently have, so I'll hold on to these, but you know, not sure what use they're going to be. I did recognize that I got apparently, and this did not come from those boxes, this was just already in my inventory, I got a salvage fleet fuel unit. This is an upgrade for my freighter, which is going to make the fuel efficiency of my entire fleet better. So I'm gonna go at some point back to my freighter and install this, and that's going to be very useful. Well, actually, I just realized my freighter is actually in this system, so I might as well just do it straight away. So let's see, where did I leave the thingy? Over here. So let's install that. Let's slot it in. Doesn't matter where it goes. I don't think it's synergized with any of these. Nope. But expedition efficiency going up by 17%. That sounds like a lot. I mean, I'll take it. Yeah. And oh, look, we can actually put a warp cell or warp hypercore in here as well in order to make sure my freighter can go other systems. Okay, let's see if we can make some of that. And there we go, now we have the freighter hyperdrive filled up a little bit at least as well. Now, while I'm here, let's manage the fleet. Let's check that out. So, I guess the frigates got added in here. Yeah, and look at that, we have 5 of them now. That's kind of nice. They're all raiders, so I would like to add some more variety to that. But I did make quite a bit of money back from all the stuff I looted and sold. So, you know, yeah. All in all, not too bad, so hopefully we'll find some more fighters. Frigates, that's the word I was looking for. Now, I wasn't really paying attention to the cargo hold of my freighter before, but I just looted all of this stuff from it. Is my freighter collecting stuff over time? Or are these rewards from the quest? Or did I just leave those in there to begin with? I have no idea, I actually don't remember. I'll have to keep a closer eye on that. What I also should do is check back in with my fleet command station, because I didn't get that option at the other thing, I think. So fleet command online. Let's debrief the commander. So, insect infestation out of control. Eradication efforts failed. Deployed specialist construction team to build protective shell around the nest. Infestation contained. Okay, so we got an albumin pearl from that. Oh, there's more? Ooh, okay, so it collected some dirty bronze. It mined an asteroid. Deep level mining crew reported an anomalous situation. Planet became colder the deeper they drilled. Interesting. We got some Grantine ×2, and then he returned home. Well then. Was this a successful expedition or not, or I actually have no idea. We did just get all that stuff, so what inventory does that go in? Oh, into the freighter inventory. Okay, so okay, not bad. I mean, this is just about 70-80k free stuff, I guess. It's also an oh, these are alloys, so I can actually use these to construct things with as well. I think this is just something I can sell. Okay. So that is interesting. I also think the mission commander said that I can build more of these rooms, so I can have multiple missions going on at the same time. We do now have 6 ships, so let's see how many ships we need to put in order to get the difficulty rating a little bit better matched to the actual difficulty of the... I mean, the difficulty rating of my ships better matched with the difficulty rating of the actual mission. So, let's view some potential missions. We have something that's exploration-based. We have a trading expedition. We have an industrial expedition. A balanced expedition. This is going to take 25 hours? Okay, that's a long time, to be fair. Oh, this one is actually also very long. I mean, it's not... If this is... I think this is real time. So if you just queue this up today and then you come back tomorrow, it's not a problem. I just think I'm gonna start out with a bit of... Actually, no. Let's just go for a balanced expedition. That sounds like a lot of fun. And then we're going to assign a whole bunch of ships to that. So we're going to do... Because the other ships do... I mean, they're best at fighting, but they do have other ratings as well. So... Oh. How many ships can I assign? Can I just assign all of them? I mean, it's it does match the rating now. Frigate total. We also have some capital ship upgrades that are apparently adding to that. I am not entirely sure. Yeah, are these the upgrades from the ships themselves? I guess. That's interesting. I can also equip, for example, explosive drones and temporary frigate update that lasts for one expedition. This is going to add 10 combat. Not sure if it's needed for this particular expedition. What I have a bit of trouble telling is what area do I need to have my expertise in. It feels... Oh, you can actually assign exactly 5 ships. That's nice. But I'm wondering, like, do I know what my focus should be? Yeah, well, I'm balanced, I guess. But is this balanced? I have no idea. Okay, anyway. We need fuel. So I can't launch the expedition. I do have quite a bit of fuel in my inventory. Let me see if I can figure out how to actually put the fuel in here. Okay, so I have fuel, which is 200 tons times 3, I guess. So this is 600, this is 700. 750. So actually, I don't have enough fuel at all. I guess that happens when you try to bring 5 ships. Can I make fuel? I can make fuel. Oh, that costs a whole bunch of the hydrogen. The ratio seems to be exactly the same, so it doesn't really matter what I make. Although I could make 100, because I needed 850, right? So that way at least I'm not wasting any fuel. Is that how that works? So let's view the potential expeditions. Let's do the balanced one again. Let's assign... Oh, I need to do this all over again. It doesn't take too long, but it's a little bit annoying that it didn't save. Anyway, fuel required, 850 tons, which I exactly have now. You guys go and have fun, and I will be turning back into tomorrow to see what you did with that. Well, the benefit of making these very long episodes is that I have plenty of time to do things like taking on 25-hour expeditions and then coming back to that. So, let's go back on track and actually check out that corrupted archive data. Okay, so some of you were telling me in the comments that I can actually teleport down to the surface, and I didn't really understand how to do this, but now I see this starport link popping up. Oh, and apparently... Okay, no. Didn't expect that. Okay. Anyway, what I was saying was, I didn't understand how to teleport down, but it looks like if I get close enough to the surface, I have this teleport link showing up. So I wonder, if I now leave my seat... It's the first time I noticed this, by the way. I can just jump out of my ship, so that's a good way to kill yourself, I guess. Hello? Yeah, I get that. Oh, look at that. Beam me down, Scotty. That's nice. My ship's somewhere up there still. Hopefully. I can see it. But yeah, that is going to make it a lot easier. At least it's going to save me on fuel. I mean, there's no point in landing on the surface if I don't have to. What the bleep did I do with my Atlas Pass V1? Did I leave it behind on the expedition? I might have done exactly that. Well, that kind of sucks. Well, I was trying to be smart and land right on the location that I was supposed to go to, but apparently this is not it. It is somewhere over there. So let me see what I can actually do here then. So far, we've been only using this for the main quest. Okay. So that feels a little pointless. Okay, well, then it's time to get out the rover, I guess. And, well, or I can just teleport up here and go to where I need to go. No, I'm actually gonna take my rover because I want to try it out. As a side note, I do really like how these creatures look. They're like plant-like dogs. I know. Really cool. Also, by the way, I scanned already 7 out of 8 of the things on this planet, of the creatures on this planet. So if I can find the last one somewhere, that's going to give me a whole bunch of nanites almost for free, along with all the money that already gave me. So once again, getting sidetracked a little bit, but that's an easy way to gather some nanites for sure. Oh, right, but to actually make the rover available to me. Rover? Anyway, the roamer, I guess. I would need some metal plating, iron battery, and perivium, which I didn't bring along with me, so now I'll need to go back to my ship, pick that up, and then probably keep that stuff in my inventory in order to be able to constantly remake this on whatever planet I go to. Okie dokie, so there we go, that's the materials. I had all of that, so now it spawns. Can I just remove this again? Let's see. I can get into this thing for sure, I guess. There we go. Let's vroom vroom. Let's get out. Now, what do I do with this thing? Can I pick you up again? If so, how do I do that? This is probably the most basic question ever. Usually it's middle mouse button. Oh, edit placed parts. There we go. That's not how you do that. Delete. There we go. Okay, so I just get the materials back now. I am gonna need so much more inventory space if I'm gonna keep around 3 inventory slots. Because this is all the stuff I need to build one of those to make this on every one of my planets. But it is nice that the roamer itself stays behind. So, you know, it's a very flexible way of making sure you have access to this. Also, holy baloney, I didn't realize how much inventory space this roamer has. This is massive. Huh. So I might have to think about this for a bit, how I can make use of this, because I mean, the 3 inventory slots that I need to reserve in order to make sure I can get access to this thing basically give me, I don't even know how many slots these are, but these are dozens of slots that I then have available. Interesting. Also, look at the amount of stuff I can plug in here. We have an exocraft boost module. Let's just boost that. And this is the fusion engine itself. I'm not sure if it makes any difference boosting this, but I might as well. Okay, we are far from done with this, that's for sure. Okay, I think this is where we need to go, but that location looks really interesting as well. So we'll check that out in a second. Hello, little Sentinel. Are you sure you want to stand right in front of my roamer? Let's not piss it off. Okay, I have reached the location marked by my base computer. The remote archive terminal hums awaiting my inputs. Let's access the memory. We sought an escape from reality. That's why we're all here, isn't it? That is very true. I can remember what it was like to be a traveler, to have that hope, that intolerable thirst for the new. I should never have listened to you, my love. There's no fire in this place, no trophies fit for gods. There's only darkness. The family of glass, they watch everything. So I searched the physical cache that was attached to the terminal. Whoever recorded this message also needs a piece of technology. Awesome. New mission available. Base computer archives. I got a pulse engine module. Stop giving me all these low-level modules. I think I'm a little bit beyond that. But, okay. So we need to go back, I guess, to the main base in order to pick up some new quests. Also, I think pretty much every single one of my crew members on the new base also has a quest for me. So, you know, there's plenty of reason to go back to that right after I hopefully don't get myself killed and explore this base a little further. But before we do all of that returning, let me also go and check out that location. Oh, and I almost forgot, but look at that. I think that's the last one. Is it? Is it? Is it? Yeah, it was the last one for sure. Okay, so we go to the discoveries. We go to the fauna. That's all of them. Look at that. That's 2,000 nanites right there. Oh, look. Discovered all species on 4 planets. I am turning into a pretty decent explorer. Also, this looks like one of those trading hubs that we've been encountering so far. That's kind of interesting. I really like driving around in my little roamer, by the way, because that actually doesn't expose me to the environment as far as I can tell. I do need to fuel this thing, but that's not really the worst thing in the world. And oh, apparently I do get affected by it slightly. That's interesting. Didn't realize that. Well, anyway, let's see if we can check out this place as well. Okay, so there's a local information repository. What does that do? I can print the charts. An artifact chart. Oh, and it can only do that once, because the next one is going to just call my ship. Okay. I guess we're going artifact hunting. Now, I also have this thing, by the way, that I want to check out at some point. The Sentinel boundary map. Look at the value of this thing, by the way. That's 3,000 nanites. Okay, and this is under pirate attack. What the hell is happening, people? I don't know. A nearby colossal archive is under attack. Hold on. Is that a mission that I can just click on? Doesn't seem like it. Go back to the thingy. I want to know what to do. I didn't read it in time. There's an envoy here. Can I go in here? Celestial Archive. There's another one. Okay. And only for its own species. Ancient audio equipment. Okay. So, expecting a voice command. Starship. It worked. Okay. Decrypt the archive. Founding of the Federation. The archive classifies as a historical analysis. I read a small segment. Okay. Until generations have passed since the fall of the first spawn, even so, there are extant archives. Okay. So one of those was under attack, right? Also, things are blowing up, so I'm gonna go through this a little bit quicker. What did that give me? I actually don't know. So, should I be going back to my ship? Planetary pirate raid. So, how do I defend against this? I hear... oh, okay, so there's people shooting stuff up in the air. Okay. So, do I just summon my ship? Can I? Yeah, my Corvette doesn't really want to land on these things, unfortunately. But I can do it the hard way, so... let's land, let's call the ship. It almost feels like I'm starting to know what I'm doing. Okay, so hostile ships remaining 3. Out. Hello, I want to get into my ship, please. Thank you. Let's get into my ships. Let's fly off. No. I want to target the enemy ship, not land. Okay, let's waste some more fuel on touching down and going back up and things like that. Anyway, where are you? I might have to do this manual way in that case, but I can do some ship combat. There we go. Yes. Oh man, it's a little hard to lead my gun, to be honest. Oh, hello. Let's not fly into the actual thing. Why am I not hitting it? I mean, I am hitting it, right? At least I was hitting it. Oh well. Okay, is it just me, or is this ship just not taking any damage anymore? I mean, I'm sure I'm hitting it at least partially, right? But, this seems to be the goat of all ships now, because I'm definitely not being that accurate with my shots, but... yeah, look at that. It's just not taking any more damage. And it's the last one remaining, so I'm not entirely sure what to do about that. Well, I tried reloading and now the ship is just gone. So I guess we're not going to be able to do that particular encounter. But, you know, it's not the end of the world, to be honest. Let's see. So I am not entirely sure where I came from. There's a whole lot. Well, that was the location I came from for sure. I think we visited that location as well as that location before that. So let's go and go into my inventory and see what we just got. So the artifact chart. Again, 3,000 units. Oh, units, not nanites. And this one is actually also 3,000 units. Okay, I might have overvalued that for a moment there. Anyway, let's plot a route to that. Again, sidetracking for the win. But you know, I just really want to check all of these things out. So now, where is it? Is it on this planet or is it somewhere else? No, it is actually on this planet. Let's beam down to the planet. Destination blocked. Why is my destination blocked? So much for that. Let's see. There's apparently something straight beneath me. I might have been a little bit too much on the spot. Well, in that case, let's fly to this interesting resource location. Actually, several of them here. Let's do this. We're not going to land. Why can't I leave my pilot? Oh, there we go. We're still flying. We're still flying. At least I think we are. There we go. And then we're going to be... I'm cheap. I'm Dutch. I'm saving all the resources I can. Okay, so there is an interesting thing here. Pyrite. So we're going to mine all of that. Now, what was the other location that was nearby here just a second ago? Was it this one over here? Salt. So that's not super interesting. Anything else? Not really. Okay, I'm gonna grab this and then we're going to go check out that site that we're aiming for. Okay, I am a little confused because I didn't actually build a roamer bay on this planet. I deleted the old one, but I can still apparently summon my exocraft. So maybe once you summon it the first time in a system, you can just keep summoning it? Is that how that works? I honestly don't know, but it's interesting. If that's the case, that's even easier than what I was aiming for initially. So, I think this is the location. Are we doing some more of that hunting for... Yeah, so we have an artifact fragment over here, over there. I think we're going to be hunting for some of those keys and then opening one of those boxes again. I got a couple of keys. I should probably bring those keys I have in my inventory back in my base as well. That should save me some work for the next one. And we found a 3,000-year-old fossilized Viking skull. What is that worth? Ooh, 2 million units. Well, that was worth the trip. I also found some salvage stuff, so we can probably sell this for a good value as well. So, you know, we're making some decent money at this point. While I'm on a new planet anyway, let's do an exosuit upgrade as well. And there we go, I arrived, I repaired, and I conquered. Or, I mean, I upgraded. Let's see, so... I could just keep expanding my exosuit, but honestly, I really want these extra inventory slots because the inventory capacity is starting to matter more and more. And then with that out of the way, let's check out what this Sentinel boundary map all does, because I have no idea. Okay, it's a Sentinel nest. That seems like very bad news, but I'm gonna check it out either way. Okay, so this is the Sentinel pillar, and apparently if I destroy this or take this out, then I won't have any Sentinels on this planet for a little while. Seems I can just walk up here. Famous last words. Let's see, can I do anything with these? I actually have no idea how this works. There is a thingy here. Is it a teleporter? Ah, okay. This is an archive of some sort. Warning! Boundary node exposed. Vulnerable. So we can shut them down. We can extract weapons technology as well. Or we can access the logs. I'm gonna leave this planet anyway, so I don't think there's much point in shutting them down. Let's see what we get when we access the logs. So we're overriding the imposter warning. Voice of the Hive. Aaron. Routine. Protocol. Prey. Experiment. Shell. Sentinel. Once we had no need for visual manifestation or physical form, our invisible eyes would record, sort, delete the life and death. Every world there was, ever was, or ever would be. Okay? We had no thoughts, no personality, no dreams. Okay. That's a little bit of an interesting background. So let's extract the weapons technology. Oh. Oh. Okay. So this is a multi-tool actually. There's a corrupt module in here. So if we repair this, we will get that back. We have a pretty interesting... Also, there's a blaze javelin in here. There is... I don't know, is this just gonna clear out these modules or actually just repair it? I don't know. I think this is just going to clear out these things rather than give me something useful in return. But the Blaze Javelin is an aggressive weapon attachment for the multi-tool. Access fire mode. Delivers instantaneous damage on targets. Okay. I mean, having more options for weapons is never a bad thing, so I might as well just take it. Just take it and add it to the collection. We don't need to exchange it right now. Is this going to trigger every... Oh, I can still shut them down. Okay. Does that work? I can do all of the things above. And yeah. I wonder. The ones that were walking around, are they still here? Ooh, well, their loot is. Free loot for me. Hard frame engine. Used for upgrading. Interesting. Anyway, there's some more loot over here. I don't think this is necessarily super interesting, but it is a nice little touch that you do actually get stuff from them once you use this ability. Anyway, back to the main base. Let's get some more quests. Oh, wait, hold on. I can actually deal with these nodes, and now I have a Blaze Javelin. Did it actually switch my multi-tool now? It just took it, right? Well, anyway, apparently it did. Let's see what does this do. Ooh. Oh, okay. It's kind of like a bazooka almost. We got some loot out of that, so I guess we can do that with the other ones as well. Oh, I need to clickety-click. Ow, okay, this is really hard on your eyes, I think. But, it's an interesting gun for sure. I'm gonna switch back to my normal one, though, because I do think I like that one a little better. Oh, and then to answer my own question from before, if I do these things, then it will free up the slot for general use. So you don't actually get new technology out of this, you just get the availability of these slots. And I guess these are the charge slots that you will then unlock. So that all makes sense. I don't necessarily want to do this, I think. My current multi-tool is just fine as it is. Home sweet home. So we can loot some of these flowers. Must be an easier way to do this, right? Anyway, we can loot some more flowers here. And then look at that, we can loot these flowers as well. Now, while I'm here, so we can apparently also plant these solanium flowers just outside, right? And since I recently acquired a Corvette where I'm actively farming every time an hour passes some of this, what's this called? Fascium? I should be able to plant a fair few of them out here. So let's see. Yeah, I know, I'm getting distracted once more. Oh, we need phosphorus for that, actually. I thought we needed Fascium to do that, but no, it is phosphorus. Well, I don't really have a lot of that at the moment, but I have enough to at least plant one plant, so... Can I just put that in the ground here? Cannot plant outdoors invalid biome. So this is a... Well, this is definitely a hot climate, but it might be too toxic? Okay, well, at least then I know I did make a stupid mistake by planting these outside. But anyway, let's continue on with some quests. So first things first, we have a base computer quest, which we were focusing on. We went to the outside depository, so I think we might just be going to... Didn't we just do this? We need to follow another one of those? Is it just actively sending me away from my base every time now? I don't even remember. What did I get? We downloaded some information package from the previous location, right? So what exactly did we gain out of that? I'm a little confused, to be honest. Well, anyway, while we're here, there's a couple of other things we can do. The community quest actually already progressed to tier 3 by now, so that is interesting. Hold on. So the weapons researcher will require me to destroy some stuff, which I haven't done yet. But I did do the scientific one. Honestly, I completely forgot what I was doing. This is the trader. This is the... okay, hold on. This is the scientist. I actually completely forgot what I was doing for him. But anyway. Do you have the data? Is this the data that we were collecting? I don't think so, but... Oh, look. My child has prepared you a blueprint. I have learned how to make unstable gel. Not entirely sure I didn't already... Well, no, I don't think I knew this one yet. So we can make those from cactuses. That's interesting. Okay. This data has raised a concern. As a beacon, my child could receive signals from unknown sources all across the galaxy. I will be unable to protect them from the unsavory thoughts of the GAC or the harsh scans of the Sentinels. If you find ion batteries, I will prepare polyfiber blueprints and we shall weave them a protective cloak. Sure. So, what do we need to do exactly? Just make a couple of batteries? Find ion batteries in containers or craft them. I am pretty sure I can craft a few. Well, actually, I have a few of those in my inventory, I think. Yeah, because we needed them for the roamer thing. So let's see. In my dream, I cried out for the convergence, but no response came. I cried out for you, but you only laughed. And finally, I cried out for my beacon. Nothing answered. It means nothing. Ah, he's reassured. That's nice. If they reflect anything, they reflect our fears. They do not reflect reality. Okay, that was not oh, I need 3 of these things. So I need to grab some cobalt, I think, from my inventory. We have plenty of that by now. I've been collecting quite a few things along the way. We can craft 1 more of those. Well, actually, let's craft 2 more of those, because I am going to need those 2 for the roamer facility. And then let's return to you. That's a pretty easy quest to do like this. Here, have some batteries. Thank you. You should take a copy of the polyfiber plants. Okay. Now please, give me some time to educate my child. Okay, so now we can also make this stuff. So, oh, okay, so these are all advanced agricultural products. So I guess this is stuff we can actively start farming and then start selling. Well, at least that gives me a reason to pick up a lot more of those random cactuses and star bulbs and things like that I find along the way. I don't think I have a lot of those, to be honest. Let me double check. We have some... Well, actually, we do have cactus flesh. Over here, we have some marrow bulbs. So let's take out the plants for a moment. Do we have any other plants in here? Well, we have these plants. I don't think I picked up a lot of the other stuff. Let's see. Sweet roots, wheat, tubers. No, we might actually have to go out and get some of those if we want to do anything with that. That's okay. Let me see, what else can you do? Oh, I think we had a timer on that quest. It was a pretty long timer as well, right? It was ticking away in the corner there for a moment, but I didn't quite catch it. Was it 12 hours? It's really annoying that every now and then, I mean, the timer doesn't show here, so you do need to have that pop up, but then something else pops up. Can I scroll through these messages somehow? Well, oh, there we go. It's only 1 hour. I thought it was 12 hours there for a moment. Okay, so, well, let's do something else in the meanwhile. That's fine. I really have to get better at pressing the right button there. Okay, so we also need to return to the farmer. Let's do that. You are the farmer. Captain's rule. You have successfully cultivated a soda vine. Yes. Yes. Okay. For now, I lead you into a more dangerous realm of botanical study. Okay, so these quests actually kind of belong together because the researcher's giving us stuff to do with these plants. And this guy is telling us how to plant stuff. So if we have fungal mold and we have ammonia, I don't think we have either of those, to be honest. We might have some ammonia, but we definitely... I don't remember picking up fungal mold at all. Then we could do something with that. But anyway, fungal clusters are cultivated within toxic environments, but you have proved you can master much. Yes. Be careful as you work, friend. Clusters have been known to cause illnesses and hallucinations if improperly handled. Okay, extended exposure is ill-advised. Yes. Wishes me to use hydroponics tray to use... okay. Fungal clusters. Sure. While you prepare the fungal clusters, I will check our ventilation systems once. I'm not gonna have too much of a good thing. Definitely. We might also need to expand our base a little in order to work with that. We need to fix the power situation at some point. Honestly, I'm half inclined... Look at my ship standing on the roof again. I'm half inclined to just completely revamp this entire base? Question mark? Let me think about that. I'm actually just gonna keep focusing on the quests for a little bit, and specifically I wanted to try to go to this remote archive terminal once more, because I don't really know what happened the last time, so now I'm gonna stay laser focused, just do this quest, and see what happens. I was wondering for a moment if I just did the wrong quest, but no, it is definitely sending me to a planet I haven't been to before, so at least that was not the mistake I was making. Okay, I stayed on target for a change, but I do have to say exploring planets with a roamer is much more enjoyable than just doing it on foot. And we're back at the terminal. This time it's a haunted terminal. Now let's see. I have reached the location marked by my base computer. Okay, access the memory. Let's see. I don't know what I had done to it. Was it angry, upset, alone, afraid? Could a sentinel feel such things? It hovered before me, its lights catching up on 1,000 crystal shards all around me. Okay, that night I dreamt of the warp cage, but there was no more pain within. The drone looked at me and I knew that I had been forgiven. I had fixed it. I had answered for my sin. I should call it lay lapse. Okay, so we're gonna once again search the physical cache. And we are going to find a piece of technology. So that is similar to what we got before. Okay. Also, I just got a title from doing this. That's interesting. What does this do? Geological Cannon Module. An extremely powerful upgrade for the geology cannon. Difficult word to pronounce, apparently. Do I have a cannon like that? I mean, is it this thing? No, this is the javelin. I meant the other thing. Where is it? Not the mortar, the terrain thingy. Yeah. Is that? No, that's not the same thing. So whatever the geology cannon is, I can do 30% more damage with it, but I have no idea what that is. So that's it. I'm just getting random modules from doing this. And now I have to wait for additional data to be restored. Interesting. Okay, so archive recovery is in progress, and it will take me 6 hours before I can do a new mission. Now, I'm actually wondering if this is just going to continue to be random modules that are going to be unlocking, or if there's a little bit more advanced thought behind that. If there's... Basically, I'm asking, is this a ever-repeating quest line, or is there going to be something new along the line? So, you know, since I had to spend some time anyway, I figured why not just clear out my inventory, as in the all the exosuit missions I had over here, to get myself some more inventory space. So you can see I am now almost filling out this entire square over here. I'm wondering actually if this expands downwards. I guess we're finding out one way or another at some point, but at least now I have some room to work with. I was on my way back to my home base when I found another fleet of frigates and freighters, and it looks like I might actually be able to recruit some of these. Well, the good news is that at least these frigates have some different stats, because this is apparently a support specialist who has a higher industrial rate than anything else. It honestly has a very low ratings to begin with if I compare that to some of the other frigates I was able to get. But this one does have a -15 to expedition fuel cost. I'm not entirely sure if that's good, but you know, it also costs barely anything. So I'm just gonna pick it up because, you know, having more frigates is better than having less frigates, at least I think so for the moment. Well, this one isn't interesting. It's the first one that actually is an A class, so that's interesting by itself. It also has a lot of stuff to reduce the expedition fuel costs even further. It's a lot more expensive than the one I currently have, or the one I just bought, I should say. But again, I have units, I might as well spend them. Number 3 is really interesting, honestly. This one has a bonus to trading, which makes it good at exactly one thing, and that is trading. So I'm not entirely sure if this is worth getting, because it sucks at everything else. But honestly, because again, it's super cheap, and I don't really have a trading vessel just yet, I'm just gonna pick it up. And then last and probably least, this is, I think, the cheapest frigate I've found so far. Another one that is good at trading. It actually has a minus to industrial, so I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that. But again, I'm just going to pick it up because I have plenty of room for frigates. And by the time I got back to my base, I had spent enough time to actually get the archives back up and running. Now, I have a feeling that these quests are not necessarily the most interesting ones, because it just keeps sending me to random locations. I'm gonna do them anyway while I get past them, but I think I kind of want to do a different quest line for the moment. Let's see, we should be able to also access the scientific research once more. So let's talk to this dude and see what he has for us. Let's see. I do not think my child experience is working. They have not assuaged my loneliness. Now I have 2 consciousnesses to fear for. Getting children to fix your relationship probably not a best idea in the world. Anyway, let's see. Take my core to a monolith. Let me interface before the Atlas. I must speak to eternity. Huh. Okay, then I try to reconnect them with the conversions. This time they seek the Atlas. I do not know if the monolith grants such an interface or if anything does. Sure. Why not? Core removed. We're going on a trip once more. Now I also, again, keep using the wrong one. I also need to acquire a circuit board, but we need to aid the scientists in order to get that. And we need to destroy some planetary depots for the weapons research. So I'm just going to focus on these quests and get them over with. The agricultural one I'm going to leave alone for the moment because the whole farming thing seems a little bit, not pointless, but not necessarily super interesting. Well, the depot apparently comes along with some Sentinels, so this is going to be fun. Okay, so let's see. The moment I start shooting at this thing, I guess Sentinels will start shooting at me too. Yep. I did get some Aronium. Oh, that's actually the stuff I needed for my my base, I think. My settlement, I should say. Let's hide like a coward for a moment. So I don't really feel like fighting all of these Sentinels, and they are not that interested in chasing me down, apparently. Oh, look, there's another one. That's the one I just blew up, right? Yeah, it's leaking stuff, so I assume I can just loot it once more. Okay, and back to... Oh, destroy depots, 2 out of 5. So I... What was the first one I destroyed? I actually don't remember. I might have accidentally done that. I guess we're destroying some more then. Oh, look, the individual things over here are actually the other 5, I guess. So all of them? Yup. Also, let's run. I like how you can come out like 20 seconds later and these Sentinels have forgotten all about you. And here I am at the monolith. So let's see if he can actually talk with his universe. I prepare to insert the Corvax's core within the dais. The structure looks as if it was made for such a moment. Well, there we go. Error, error. Oh, that's not good. Let's see. Purpose, servant of the traveler. Emotional breakdown, terminate, insulate, okay then. Rebooting. 1, 2, 3. Monolith offline. Okay, back we go. And let's go plug him back in and see what happens. So, let's see. He's awaiting a reconnection. I fear for what has happened to their data core. Well, we're going to insert it anyway. I passed my tests. Share in this joy via the exchange of technology. Hey, look, we have the circuit board recipe now, which is actually what we needed in order to advance the base quest. So, that is awesome. Are you going to give me any other assignments? I fear without a connection to the convergence, they are doomed to repeat this cycle forever from the moment they met me in the space station. Okay, that's not good. Perhaps if I can invite them a convergence cube, they might be unified with the rest of the Corvax and escape. I found a lot of those. I just don't know if I saved any of them. Well, we have the update to return already. It says the mission target is in a different system, but I'm gonna quickly... I don't remember what these things look like. There we go. Look, a convergence cube. There we go. Cheating the system by saving stuff. Okay. I fear something unusual is occurring. Is this facility shielded in some way? Yeah, he is again once again becoming aware of their isolation. Okay. Connect the convergence cube. He is temporarily startled, but soon their lights begin to flash in a familiar pattern. I cannot be sure, but the plan appears to have worked. Nice. Did I once know you? You seem familiar. These terminals, they are of my own design. One machine even called me its parent, attempted to convince me of its love. I deleted the bug. Okay, he just deleted his child. I did harvest some useful blueprints from its store, however. Would you care for them? Whatever relationship we had developed was gone, replaced only by this cloud of unknowing. Perhaps it was an error. Perhaps this being was the true self of the Corvax all along. Okay, well, I'm gonna get myself some blueprints. The plans were created by an error, after all. Okay, so we can now make a heat capacitor. We can make a liquid explosive. Wow, okay. Anything else? You gather data as you explore, do you not? I find myself hungry for information, for details of the world beyond. My current research requires detailed floral studies. Sure, have some data. This will greatly aid my research. Please take these nanites as compensation for your work. Okay, 365 nanites. Fair enough. Though my needs are met, Traveler, there is still an infinite of wonder out there to discover and harvest. Once I have processed this data, I might find additional tasks for you to help with. What are you studying then? Highly complex. You doubt you will understand. Well, okay. Well, okay. That works, I guess. Now, let's also turn in the quest for the other dude. I need to have it selected, probably. Yes, I have killed them. I will not able to assist you in your fight. I am too weak. Take this upgrade module. Okay. Plasma launcher. I have one of those already, I think. But, you know, it's appreciated nonetheless. They approach. But before the final fight, I have another task for you. I need to be strong to serve you. There is a substance, an offering freely given by the young to their elders that may yet restore me. Okay. We need an enzyme found on Viking daggers. Okay. Whatever sacrifice he's made for others, they do not appear to have reaped the same benefits in their old age. Okay, the Viking's body is scarred. I think I have some of those actually in my inventory as well. So let me check that out. Viking and daggers is what we're looking for. Well, we have one of them. How many do I need? Of course we need 2. Oh, blah. I need to make myself a circuit board for the other quest, but in order to do that, I need some polyfiber and some heat capacitor. I have plenty of frost crystal and selenium, but because I have kind of been ignoring the agricultural quests, yeah, and I felt that one coming, I don't have the cactus flesh and star bulb, so I'm gonna have to go out and find some of that. Or, you know, just find some polyfiber maybe somewhere else. But that is super expensive actually to buy, so we might be worth just investing a little bit in finding the cactus flesh and star bulb. Okay, so I have a fair amount of selenium and frost crystal because of course I've been harvesting that for a little while. I also have a little bit of cactus flesh, so we have a start to get that set up, at least in the hydroponics tray, I guess. But what I really need is some star bulbs, so I'm gonna go out and find myself a planet where that's on. Oh, right, I can't actually plant the cactus unless I know the recipe for that, so I think I might have to once again go after the agricultural quest as well while I'll go out to harvest some other resources, because otherwise I'm just gonna be stuck in the same loop over and over. And if I'm gonna go hunting specific resources anyway, I also want to find myself some cadmium, because I want to craft myself an Atlas Pass V2. I've actually been running around without an Atlas Pass altogether because I didn't bring it back from the expedition, and it's starting to get annoying. Well, the cactus at least is very easy to find because it's right here on the planet that I'm building my base on. So, you know, as you can see, no problem at all gathering a whole lot of that stuff. I do really have to say I like the fact that you can look up the things that you need in the encyclopedia and then just click on it and it will give you not necessarily a pointer exactly where you need to go, but it does give you significant enough hints that at least you're in the right system. And then you still have to figure out which planet you have to be on, but yeah, the hints themselves are good enough that that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Well, it looks like I found myself an extreme weather planet with a lot of storm crystals on them, so at least in terms of money this might be worth the trip. Now hopefully I will also find some fungal mold here somewhere. Well, it turns out that was not the planet I was looking for, but I also just realized I can actually scan the planets from outer space just by targeting them, scanning them, and then it will tell me whether or not I actually need to go there. So as you can see, I am going to be able to pick up the fungal mold as well as the ammonia that I need on this planet, so this is going to be a very efficient trip. Oh great, this is another planet with those giant worms. So far they have been leaving me alone, but I actually wonder if they can attack you. Well, here's the ammonia we need. And right around the corner of that are some fungal clusters. Now, I've read a couple of things about fungal mold farms that apparently is also going to allow you to get a lot of nanites. I'm not entirely sure if this is the same fungus that people were talking about, but it's going to be interesting to at least find out. Oh, and look, while I was out exploring, I found another set of these frigates that want to join me. So, you know, I'm expanding my fleet quite rapidly now. And this looks like Star Bulb, and it was actually easy to spot from outer space. Well, not from outer space, but at least from orbit of the planet. I was able to land my ship right next to that. There it is. Ship? Oh, there it is. Up in the sky. Even though I had no idea what I was looking for, it helps if things are kind of predictable. And there's a lot of this stuff over here, actually. And would you look at that, another spot. And then the last thing on my shopping list is going to be cadmium. So I flew myself to a red star planet, and this one is really interesting. It has all of these, I don't know, hexes on it? I'm not entirely sure what's up with that, but hopefully we can find some cadmium here. And yeah, there is a lot of cadmium on this planet. I actually landed right on top of one of these locations, but there seems to be plenty of this all around the planet in a red star system. So yeah, it's not going to be too hard to gather a lot of this stuff. Something I haven't really done so far is setting up new bases on planets that I visit, mostly because I am just teleporting to the space station from outer space anyway and drop down to the planet where I need some stuff, pick that up, and then go on my way again. But you know, I figured why not just set up a little bit of a base on this cadmium planet, because in this specific sector there is no space station. So in order to get back here I would actually need to jump with my ship and stuff like that. So this is going to make my life a little bit easier, and on top of that it's going to allow me to go right back to my home base as well. Okay, so before I forget, step 1, let's make myself an Atlas Pass V2. So I actually have seen a lot of V2 things. I have seen a lot of V3 things during the expedition and a lot of V1 things, but as I understand, this is going to supersede the V1 version. So this is basically acting as a V2 and a V1 access pass in general. So that is going to be very nice. Now, what else do I need? I need to pick up some stuff from my storage container. Not this one, the other one. Because I have all the plants that I need to do a lot of stuff. So let's see, we need ammonia, we need fungal mold. Now, if I go out, I should have already set up, yep, over here, a little bit of a planting facility for my fungal mold. I think I now have all the stuff for that, so let's go and plant a whole bunch of that over here. I actually can only plant 2 because I need more in order to plant number 3 and 4, but that is now something that will take care of itself because I can just go in and mine that stuff in a couple of hours. How long does this take to grow actually? Can I see that? Can I see it over here? Oh, only 4 hours, that's okay. I also now have plenty of stuff to craft myself a circuit board. I'm gonna be careful to save some of these things as well, because that will allow me to plant them later on, hopefully. But that is that circuit board that I need in order to continue. Okie dokie, Trader Greenarch asks me for the circuit boards. There we go. Overseer is strange, but no more so than any of the other beings I have encountered. Indeed, they have been more helpful than most. I hand over the circuits and receive my reward. Yay! A thing I already knew. Oh well. Let's see. Okay, I have drawn up some plans for some starship technology, but I cannot yet sync my design with your ship. I will need a Graftino bowl to perfect my device. Uh-huh. Okay. Sure. I might have some of those in my inventory as well, although I have been selling them as well. That's not it. No, I don't actually think I have any of that in my inventory. That's a bit of a shame, because I've been picking them up quite a bit. Well, we're gonna have to deal with that later then. I actually want to check back with my fleet, because if I'm not mistaken, my 25-hour fleet should be back now. Let's debrief the commander. Almost 5,000 light years. Okay, so that's 300,000 units from finding a carbon source. That's another 280,000. I really like these little pop-ups. I mean, I'm guessing you're not really supposed to read through all of them, but yeah, it's pretty cool to see that. There's a structural gantry link. I have no idea what that is. More units. So we're up to about 1 million units at this point. Let's see what else. Recovered valuable salvage from a ship. So we've got 6 grantine. That's okay. Another 200,000 units. Wow. Okay, let's see. Another 200,000 units. 500 magnetized ferrite. So this one actually failed. So interesting. Local economy too weak for profitable trades. More units. Activated cadmium. Nothing. 500 indium. 8 bronze. Wow, okay, so that's a lot of stuff. That is a lot of stuff for sure. Is that added to my freighter? Yes, it is. And by the looks of it, the materials I gathered up before were actually stuff that I put in here myself. So sadly, my freighter is not doing auto mining for me. But yeah, this quest gave me quite a bit of units along with a lot of materials. This is an interesting way to kind of just farm some stuff on the side. What is this then? Heavy-duty structural support for a Corvette class. Oh, so this is just a Corvette part, I guess. Huh, interesting. Well, let's actually go out because I just added a whole bunch of ships to my fleet, and I'm wondering, can I see those when I'm outside? Look at that! I am now in command of my own armada by the looks of it. Look at all of those ships. You can definitely see which ones are the pirate ships. But I really like that there's several different types among those. Look at these ones. They are looking so sleek. Yeah, I really like that that design for sure. I mean, the pirate ones are kind of cute as well, but I'm not entirely sure what's up with the wings. You don't really need those wings in space, do you? I don't know. These ones look functional. These are probably the trader ones. But yeah, I really like the fact that we now can see all of those ships we acquired just waiting for us to be sent out to a new expedition. Now the next thing I'm wondering is, if I do send them out on an expedition, what happens? Do they leave actually? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's do another couple of missions. So I expanded my freighter with some storage units, so I have access to all my stuff, and I also built a couple more of those mission command thingies over here. You can see I have now 3 next to each other, nicely aligned with each other. Now I can go and accept 3 more quests and hopefully send out all those ships I now have. What's interesting is that actually just with 2 of these ships I already have a 3-star rating for the 3-star difficulty. So yeah, it feels like you don't actually need that many ships to go on a mission, but maybe adding more ships to the mix helps out. I'm not entirely sure about that, honestly. I do need quite a bit more fuel, so I'm gonna have to craft some. Oh wow, I didn't realize how much hydrogen and tritium you actually need in order to make fuel. So running these things is relatively expensive. Don't get me wrong, I think they pay off more than what you spent on doing this. But it's definitely not free to keep sending your frigates out. I should be able to send my frigates out on that first mission, so let's make sure we do that. This is the longest one. But yeah, you definitely don't want to send too many ships on that. Let's see, if I send this one and let's say that one, then I have the 3-star rating that I need, and I now do have enough fuel. So you guys go away, and then I'm gonna have to go out and farm myself some more fuel. Oh well, it turns out that exploring planets is not without risk, because I was running through a storm and I got a little bit too cavalier with my survivability. Luckily, I could recover all of my stuff, and yeah, you know, I was gathering quite a few storm crystals along the way. But yeah, I wasn't counting on this being that lethal. However, on the bright side, I was able to collect quite a bit of hydrogen, so now all we need is some tritium and we're good to go. Oh, that's interesting. Can you actually see your own frigates leaving, or I don't know who those ships are that are flying off? Are those people visiting my ship? I don't know, but what I do know is that I should be able to now send a couple more ships on a expedition. So let's see. We were looking at that trade expedition over here. So yeah, once again, let's add some merchant vessels to that. And then maybe a mobile supply platform and another one. That is actually going to cost me 300 tons of stuff. But we are now outranking the difficulty rating a little bit. Let's see if that gives us any better rewards. And there we go. We have 13 ships at the moment, and we have sent all but I think 1. And just this one that's left out. Aw, poor dude. Anyway, we have sent out all but 1 of them on a mission, and we are now doing 3 missions at the same time. So this could be quite lucrative in the long run. Oh, and I answered my earlier question, by the way. The random ships that are landing on my freighter apparently also contain some traders. So I can trade with these guys and then buy some tritium off them. So that seems to be the main thing I want to use these for, because I really don't want to fly around and shoot asteroids all the time, and tritium apparently seems to be extremely cheap to buy from these guys. And you get just a small stack of it, but you know, times several of them, it does start adding up. I can apparently also buy starbuild from them. Interesting. Nothing too important, but you know, it's a nice thing to have. And that is another question answered. Every ship I actually send away does leave the vicinity of my freighter. Realistic, I know, but I was just wondering if that would actually happen. So you can actually see your ships coming and going, which is honestly a nice little detail that I really appreciate in games like this. Now, I think this is a good moment to stop. We did quite a few quests. I didn't really focus on the main quest yet, but it seems that these quests keep going for quite a while, and I kind of like that, because that does indicate that that helps you kind of guide you through everything you can do in this game. It also kind of shows you how much there is to do in this game. I have a feeling that I've barely scratched the surface, even though I did quite a few quests already, but I haven't really touched the main quests at all. I'm not sure if those are going to be majorly impactful, but still. These quests by themselves are already taking me quite a while to complete, and I'm nowhere near done yet. Anyway, I think that's a good moment to call it for this episode. There's probably already near 2 hours of content in here. Most of it is kind of me just doing random quests, but you guys seem to enjoy that, so here's some more of that. I'm really stoked about having my own fleet, having an actual vehicle that I can move on planets around, and I kind of want to upgrade that thing as well. I am sitting on, what is it, like 25,000 nanites? Yeah, I'm not even sure what to spend those on. Maybe upgrading my multi-tool, isn't that like 10,000? Honestly, yeah, I should probably kit this out a little bit better as well. My starship is pretty kitted out. My exosuit is doing okay. I can slot in a few more things, not entirely sure what. But yeah, my multi-tool definitely wants some upgrades, and my roamer has like no upgrades whatsoever, so that might be something for the next episode. Either way, if you're still here, let me know in the comments if there's anything in particular you would like to see, and of course, you are awesome and hope to catch you in the next one.